have anything to take notes with, we're going to be going over a lot of goods, but give me a little pin flip, as Sir Sweeney would say, or Mr. Gamboa. Alrighty, awesome. I love to see it. I was still waiting on Donovan, Timothy, Romello, Adama. Everybody get your cameras turned on. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, I want to ask who here has closed an order this week? Raise your hand. So far, it's Thursday morning. Awesome. I love to see it. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is going to increase your order by 500 to 1,000 CPO. And this is after you've shown the homemaker, you've shown flatware, you've shown cookware. You feel like you've probably shown just about every piece of Cutco you can. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about packaging and bundling at the end of your presentation. Okay, so I do want to preface that this message was originally given to me by Mr. Trey Ketchum on bundling and packaging. Okay, guys? But also, I kind of want to ask another question just to get us here and get us started. Whose parents make more money than them? Just raise your hand real quick. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody. I mean, that would make sense, right? So think about that for a second. We find to be expensive, our parents find to be just a regular everyday expense. Now, we probably talked about that a little bit in training as well, but I really want to preface that you should never be talking about the price of each individual item. You want to be talking in packages and bundles to your customers and how it's really going to benefit them, their future, and their longevity in the kitchen. That way that they're getting the most benefit out of the items. And then obviously when they ask about the price, you're more than welcome to disclose it and talk about it with them. But as we're going throughout today, I kind of want to talk a little bit more about that. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. So give me a quick thumbs up once everyone can see this. You should be able to see it right about now. Can everyone see it? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Love to see it. So first and foremost, who's seen the screen before? Just raise your hands, shoot a thumbs up, anything like that. Okay, awesome. So this is where you start your demo. Now, once you get through slide 10, slide 18, wherever, I guess let's say slide 10, the customer has picked the homemaker, the ultimate, the signature, maybe they're picking the galley, whatever the case may be. So after they have figured out what set of Cutco that they like, and they've gone all the way through and picked their set of flatware, they've picked their set of cookware. What I want you to do is you're going to come right here and you're going to click that shop button. Okay, so shop really just makes it easier for you to access all pieces of Cutco. And some of you may have never seen this before, but it's the three little lines on the left side of your screen. You're going to click that shop button. So now you're going to be here. You'll see all different kinds of stuff. But what we're going to talk about first is we're going to go ahead and talk about the college kid package. Okay, so this is the college kid package, or not the entertainment package, or not the entertainment set, excuse me. This is going to be the entertainment set. Okay, so really what we're doing here is we're going to take all of our gadgets and we're also going to go ahead and take our super shears and we're going to put them into a bundle. So guys, if you add all of that to the cart, so we'll just go ahead and do it real quick. You add all of this to the cart. This is for Miss Jones. She loves to entertain. Or maybe she knows a college kid. You're like, Miss Jones, who do you know that's about to go off to college? Well, obviously, wouldn't you want to get them some Cutco as well? She's going to be like, of course. And the big thing with that is that people send care packages. Who's in college here? Raise your hand. Okay, so have y'all ever gotten like a care package from your mom, grandma, aunt, anybody like that? Okay, yeah. So they send you a little bit of goodies. It's probably like 50, maybe closer to $100 if there's a couple gift cards in there. So what this does is this gives you everything that you need in your apartment. So we have the can opener, the cheese knife, ice cream scoop, pizza cutter, the vegetable peeler. There's also the wine opener. If your grandma or aunt's a little bit worried about sending you the wine opener, you can either one, just take it off, or say, Miss Jones, don't worry. You can keep the wine opener for yourself. And then it has the super shears because, guys, as we all know, everyone needs a good pair of scissors. But as you see at the top left corner, you have that value or the customer pay. It's $578. So that's 499 CPO that you just added to your order. That's 500 extra dollars to the end of your order after Miss Jones has picked her perfect set that's going to last her forever. Now, mentioned that those care packages are probably $50 to $100, right? So if we take it and hit that blue button and we drop down the 5 pay, you'll see it's only $119. Okay, so they're just adding $100 a month to their 5 pay option. So it's the same thing as if they were to send you 5 care packages, maybe even six, depending on how long you're at college, but you get it all at once. So the way you would kind of word this to your customers, hey, Miss Jones, you probably are going to send them a care package. Why not just give it all to them at once? You split it up on the 5 pay just like you normally would have split up that care package. And that way they're able to have great knives and cutlery in their home and in their apartment. So they're more likely to cook at home rather than spending all their money eating out with their friends. And that way they're able to eat a little bit healthier and get the proper nutrition that they need to be able to learn. Okay, so the other thing is this is for the people that really like to have host events at their house. So whether that means that they're bringing people over for like a wine night or charcuterie board, whatever the case may be, you're gonna have everything that they'll need. So you have that extra pair of super shears, Miss Jones, for that lady who's always coming over early to help you get prepped. I mean, everybody has that friend, right, Miss Jones? And she's gonna be like, yeah, of course. So guys, remember, this is every gadget plus the super shears, okay? So that is what our entertainment pack, or excuse me, entertainment set, our package, and our college kid package looks like. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the picnic tailgate travel package. So this is for the people who are constantly traveling. People like my sisters. My sisters went on vacation the other week, and my mom was telling them, or telling me, I guess, that my littlest sister, she was complaining because she was like, these knives, Mom, they're just not sharp. They're not like Cutco because she's gotten so accustomed to using Cutco at home. And so really what that came down to is that they just didn't have their travel pack. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what this travel pack looks like real quick. So if we come back to that shop feature, once the cart finishes emptying, so you come back to the shop feature, you're going to scroll over here. You'll see the knife and sheath combos, okay? So you'll click on that button and then we'll go straight to the 5 piece. Now, if you add the 5 piece to the cart, guys, at the end of the day, this value is already $750, but the customer's already getting $60 off, so it's only $695. So when
Can
you
you bring
click
that?
get your 5 pay, it's only 142, okay? So if you have any questions, make sure to put them in the chat box. So right here, I'll do it again real quick because I think it was a repeat question. You go to knife sheaths, and then you're gonna hit the 5 piece, okay? Knife sheath combos. You hit the 5 piece, you add it to the cart. We're gonna go ahead and delete this one. But what this does is this gets Miss Jones a set to travel with. And you can always tell your customers, hey guys, you can travel with these. All you need to do is just, I suggest putting them in a different color so when you go, you know which knives are yours. And then you just put it in the check bag. And of course, there's sheaths so that it's safe for you to travel with as well. So when you go ahead and do this, you'll drop it down. This is only $140 extra to their 5 pay. So on top of them getting the set, they're just spending like $100 more, guys, to get 5 more knives that they're able to travel with. They can take them to tailgates, beaches, the beach house. They could even get it for a second set. Or this is another great starter set for their college kid that's going off to college. Remember, those those care packages you're getting, there's no telling how much your mom pays for them, whether there's a ton of gift cards in there or a lot of food, whatever the case may be. But just keep in mind, this is another great option for you to really add and build value to the customer, making sure that they're taking care of the people that they care about, but also to add just a little bit of extra CPO to your order. So again, that's an extra 600 CPO that just got added to your order, 611 to be exact. Okay, so moving on from there, I kind of wanted to talk just a little bit about your longevity of your knife. So this is the going to be the longevity and wellness package. So far today, guys, we've gone over the college kid entertainment package. We've gone over the picnic, tailgate, travel package, but now we're going to go into wellness and longevity. Okay, so we're also not only going to talk about the wellness and longevity of their knives, guys, we're also going to talk about the wellness and longevity of themselves. Now, keep in mind, this is something that you're going to make sure you have already shown everything of Cutco. This is something you're talking about right at the end because we're about to talk about wellness mats. And I don't know how many of you have sold wellness mats. I know Miss Cassie Couch has sold a lot of wellness mats. But overall, guys, you don't just walk into someone's home and say, Miss Jones, how are your knees when you're standing at the kitchen sink? Like, that's just kind of weird, right? Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to talk about everything Cutco has to offer, and then we're going to move into the wellness and longevity set. Okay, so kind of what that looks like is you are going to go ahead and when you do this, you come down to your accessories. And when you hit accessories, you're going to go ahead and you're going to add this four-piece cutlery care set. When you add that, you're also going to go ahead and add a red medium cutting board. So you just change that color to red. So I like to tell Miss Jones, you can take this with you on vacation too, because it'll definitely stand out. It could just be a fun centerpiece to talk to your friends about, Christmas centerpiece, or even my personal favorite is just use this as the raw meats cutting board. It's red, raw meat, kind of goes hand in hand in my head. I don't know if it works for anybody else. But you do the four-piece cutlery care set, you do the red medium cutting board, and then guys, you're also going to go ahead and add a wellness mat. Now, when you add the wellness mat, you're going to make sure that you add three of them. And you say, Miss Jones, most of our customers, they get three. And the reason for it being is they have one for their stove, they have one for when they're standing at the sink washing dishes or loading the dishwasher. And then the last one is that they have one for their vanity because those are probably three of the places in your house that you're standing most often. So you just go ahead and add three of them and you can change the size. So this is a 3x2, but there's 3x6s and all different kinds of sizes. But you can or excuse me, a 6x2. You can change the color. Make sure you're getting Miss Jones' favorite color in all of this. And by the way, guys, I know this might be a question you might have, especially for some of our new people. The red cutting board only comes in the medium size. Okay, so the red cutting board only comes in the medium size. But as you see, guys, so they're getting three wellness mats. You can ask Cassie Couch. It's just like standing on a cloud. It feels like you're floating on thin air. Like it's awesome. Feels great for your knees. And then that way, Miss Jones is able to make sure her knives are staying sharp as long as possible. She also gets the sharpener in there as well, but that adds another 500 CPO to your order. So when you add one, two, or even all three of these packages that we've talked about already, guys, can you see how quickly you're adding just on a little bit of CPO at a time that at the end of the day, when you go to that 5 pay, which all of our Cutco customers love to take advantage of, it's only going to be an extra 100 to maybe 400 CPO, just depending on what the customer sees the most use out of. So really just keeping that in mind. I mean, right here, this is our wellness. You could even add something like the barkeeper's friend, anything like that that's going to help Miss Jones's knives stay fresh longer and just look great. Now, some of your customers, they might say that they see a little bit of rust spots on the Cutco knives. So, Cutco guys, it does not rust. It just isn't something that happens. It's one of two things, okay? So, one, it is people's hands have been greasy, touching raw meats, raw foods, maybe some oil that they've been using, and it's gotten left and tainted the knife. Or maybe number two, they have bad water quality. So, guys, I don't know if you know this, but there are minerals in your water, and minerals in your water include things like iron and different other minerals that can collect. And when your knives dry, it actually leaves little rust spots behind sometimes. And it's not actual rust, it's just the minerals that are left behind. So, you use Barkeeper's Friend just to make sure that your knives are continuously staying sharp and looking their best. That way, especially when you have people over to entertain and when you're cooking, your knives are looking great. Okay, so that one right there, remember, is the wellness and longevity set. I did want to go ahead and talk a little bit about our legacy set. So this is something that you can tell Miss Jones, hey, Miss Jones, I don't know if you knew this or not, but we actually have a legacy set as well. Okay, so the legacy set, what that looks like is Miss Jones, you kind of probably bought Cutco, maybe like say Miss Jones already owns Cutco because we love to show Cutco to Cutco owners already. So maybe she bought a set back like 10, 15 years ago. Well, the price of her set has most likely almost doubled in value by now. So, Miss Jones, if you had bought four sets of Cutco back then, you would have gotten pretty much a 50% discount to today. And Miss Jones, you love Cutco, right? Hey, Donovan, can you role play this with me real quick?
Yeah, I guess.
Awesome. So, Donovan, you love your Cutco, right?
Yeah, of course. It's amazing.
Okay. Awesome. And would you say you want to go ahead and like get some for your kids maybe down the line? That way they're using the best cutlery in the world as well.
I could see that. I could see that potentially.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So most of our customers, they like to give it for like a Christmas, a birthday, maybe even a wedding present, just kind of depending on what they're thinking. But I wanted to kind of stick with the wedding gifts real quick. So most of our customers, they like to get their kids sets. That way they can start off their new marriage and have happy life and happy knives in the kitchen. That way they're able to cut and really make sure that they're able to spend the most time with their spouse and really enjoy their time in the kitchen together. So if we
Mm.
kind of looked at that, Donovan, you'd be able, so you have three kids, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, awesome. So right here, we just add three of the homemakers, and don't worry too much about this real quick because I'm gonna obviously hook you up with a great deal. So when we look and we add the super shears, we would add three of the super shears as well, but we'd be able to get those for free. And if we went ahead and did that today, remember when you got your Cutco set a couple years ago, it was only like 805, right? Like back
yeah.
15 years ago when you got your first Cutco set.
Mad cheap.
Yeah,
I
so it
remember
was only
that.
805, and now you see our Cutco set is 1715. Okay. So you would have saved almost half the price today. So can you imagine what it would look like if you had gotten all three of those Cutco sets? Because you know you're going to give your kids Cutco for their wedding present because you want them to start out with their in their kitchen with their new marriage happy and that kind of thing, right? So really, you would have wanted that discount back then, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so if we go ahead and give you that discount today, you'll see here that would be a total of 600 or $6,396, but we get it to you for only 51.45. Okay, and then on the 5 pay, that's only gonna be $1,000 more over the next 5 months. Okay, so do you see how we'd be saving you value there?
Yeah, I can definitely see where we'd be saving value there. Do you think they'd be using all those pieces though?
Yeah, that's a great question. So maybe that set's not right for them. They probably won't be cooking too much. Is that what you're kind of thinking?
Yeah, I'm wondering since they'll just be getting married, I'm wondering, how much they're gonna cook. Especially my oldest, his wife really doesn't even cook yet. So, or him, like they both don't cook. So, yeah, maybe not even all those pieces.
Yeah, totally. I completely agree. So remember, we have that classic, the pearl and the red, but we can add
Mm.
all three of these to the cart. And we just kind of what we did is we took them down a notch since they're not cooking as much. They're probably, like you said, you don't think they're going to use all those pieces. So we can actually do this with the galley set. And thank you, Donovan. But guys, we can do this with literally any set of Cutco. So we can do this with the homemade set. We can do it with the ultimate set. We could do it with the galley set, even the essential set. But adding this in, and even another thing you can do for your customers, guys, is hey, Miss Jones, if you buy three of these sets today, I'll give you a fourth one free. Okay? Maybe she has four kids, maybe she has five kids, maybe she's getting Cutco for the grandkids, whatever the case may be. But this is the legacy set. And say maybe you're like, man, my customer is just not going to do this. Like, I don't think that Miss Jones is going to be like this. And your customer goes, no, no, no. Like, Parker, there is no way that I'm going to be doing this. Maybe that's the case with your customer. So instead of really worrying about that, why don't we look at something that's just a little bit smaller? Okay. So maybe you go in and instead you add um, three of our 5 piece sets. Okay. Or maybe they're like, okay, weddings, that's way too far away. My kids are only like, let's say 15 at the time or something like that. Like, that's too far away. Yeah, I see where I'd be saving a lot of money, but that's too far away. Well, that leads right into Christmas gifts because if a wedding that's maybe 5 years out seems like a far away time, well, 6 months, that seems like nothing, right? So they're like, yeah, maybe I should go ahead and think about Christmas gifts and that kind of thing as well. So for Christmas gifts, you're able to add literally any piece of Cutco that Miss Jones thinks she might want. She's going to go ahead and save money. She's going to buy with you today. And remember, guys, when our customers buy more Cutco, they save more money, right? So when our customers buy more Cutco, they save more money. And then after your Christmas gifts, whether Miss Jones is going to be getting a set or a gift box or whatever the case may be for her friends and family, remember we have our gift sets here, guys. But that leads right into business gifts. And the good thing about getting business gifts now in June and as we're going into June and July, guys, is the really good thing about this is that they can go ahead and write this off for taxes now. So I have three reasons I want you to write down why business gifts make sense now for customers, okay? All right, so the first one is going to be people cook and even garden more now in the summertime because of the fact that it's summer. People have more time on their hands. People are going out more to the grill. They're hanging out with their friends more. People cook more now than they do in the wintertime and that kind of thing. So, summertime, people cook and garden more is the first point. Number two, it's not going to go get mixed under the tree with all the other business gifts that they're getting. It seems like something really personable. And guys, I don't know if your manager has told you this yet or not, but we do have the ability to engrave their name, their company logo on their knives. We can do any of that for your customer and they can write it off 100% free. So the last thing is that right now, if they do this now, they're able to write off the tax liability now for last year because they're not going to file their taxes until closer to October, September, October for businesses. Okay, guys? So if they write that off now, then that helps with their tax liability. So remember, they're cooking more now and hanging out with their friends more now in the summertime. Number two, it's not going to go under the tree, get mixed in with all these other items that they might be getting from other businesses, other clients, whatever the case may be. And number three is that it helps them with their write-off. Okay. Now there is one thing that I did want to go ahead and hit on. We do have our bacon serve set, which is always great, whether Miss Jones is baking a cake once a month or literally every week. No matter what the case may be, the bacon serve set is great. It comes with the icer, the pie server, and the regular server. Okay. Then the barbecue set, guys, if you add the barbecue set in here, remember, we're just looking to add just a little bit of CPO to the end of our order. So you'll see 207 right here, or yeah, 207 right there. I like to tell my customers, Miss Jones, you've probably gone to Walmart before and got one of those 40 or $50 sets, right? So whether you've gotten a 40 or $50 set from Home Depot or Lowe's, you still probably had to spend that money three, maybe four times, maybe even closer to six, depending on how many times your husband leaves that set outside, right? So if you get Cutco, you're gonna buy it once, you leave it outside for a whole year, there's a less than 1% chance that it's going to rust. Now, even if it does rust, Benny, then we're sure that you can send it back to the factory. Remember, because Cutco has that forever guarantee, Miss Jones. Okay, so when you're doing that, just really emphasize the fact that even if they leave it outside, there's a less than 1% chance that it's going to rust. And even if it does rust, they're still going to be able to send it back to the factory. Their husband melts one of the handles or whatever the case may be. They have something that's going to last them for more than those two, maybe 1 to 2 years that their other set would last them. Okay. Now, the last thing I did want to hit on is our specialty knives. Okay. So the really cool thing about our specialty knives, guys, is these were really the customer requested knives. Okay, so the customer requested knives are the same exact thing that you could do. You could do these for travel knives, you could do them for entertainment, whatever the case may be, but these were the knives that were specifically requested by Cutco owners. They're like, hey, I really would like a knife that would do something like this. And enough of our customers requested something like that that we were able to create our own knife for that specific use. So when you're doing something like this, you're going to say, hey, Miss Jones, so we have this veggie knife right here. This one's for making all of your salads that you're going to make when your friends come over. You'll have the hearty slicer in there as well. You're going to have the boning knife for any of your raw meats as well. And then, of course, you're going to have a cheese knife. But I did want to ask, when you're dicing, mincing, and chopping on your cutting board with that Santoku, did you think you'd want a 5 inch or do you think you'd want a 7 inch? Say Miss Jones wants the 7 inch. Yeah, Miss Jones, bigger is always better. I completely agree. Guys, when you add all of those knives, that's another 718 CPO. Okay, so you have, oh, well, that's a little bit too much money. Well, you just go ahead and you bonus that traditional cheese knife. It drops the customer's price down to below 700, so it's 681 now. And then it's still an extra 500 CPO for you, and it's only an extra $140 on their 5 pay. Okay, so give me some light bulbs, some thumbs up if any of this is making sense. Okay, awesome. Love to see it. Now, Real quick, I wanted to ask, did anyone have any questions? Did I go too fast or anything? Anybody didn't see where we were able to click on something to get it for their customer? Are y'all awake? No one had a single question. Wow, that's really impressive, guys. Alrighty, awesome. So, one more thing you can always add on, Miss Jones, do you like to garden? Well, everyone loves our garden tool set because the same reason as the barbecue set. With the barbecue set, not only do you have the ability to leave it outside and it's not really going to rust, you can go ahead and leave it in the dirt and it's not going to rust either. So you just add that garden set in for them, guys. Get it with the bag so she can carry it around to all of her little rose bushes and azaleas and all that kind of thing. But when you add that in, that's an extra 200 CPO as well. So, guys, as you can see, when you're adding multiple of these together, you're obviously going to be adding on a lot of CPO very quickly. So, whether she likes to garden and she has a college kid going off and she really wants to get him a nice set of knives. I mean, guys, that's an extra 833 CPO for you. She really wants a pair of super shears for when her friends come over. So you add in a pair of super shears and you just give them for free. You're like, Miss Jones, you're actually such a nice person. I just want to give you an extra set for red. That way, when you're going and traveling or going to the beach, you always have something to open that up with. And then you just bonus that, guys. Like you see, she's only paying but she's getting a 10% discount right there, okay? So awesome. Does anybody have any questions? No questions. Alrighty, well, guys, what I want you to do now is I want you to go ahead and drop your top 2 to 3 takeaways in your manager's chat. So whether you're in the Southwest Atlanta office, whether you're in the Columbia, Greenville, West Greenville, Charleston office, whatever office you're in, go ahead to your WhatsApp group chat and I want you to drop your 2 to 3 takeaways of things that you're going to go ahead and implement in your next demos. How you're going to make sure that you're helping us Jones see everything of Cutco and really seeing how she can get the benefit out of it as well. So I'm going to give you 2 to 3 minutes to do that, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our phone jam. So we're going to start our phone jam off here at 9:15. Go ahead and take a couple minutes to put your top key takeaways in the group chat in your WhatsApp, okay?